Hi everyone, I'm back, and I have no idea who was at the door. I didn't even go because then I'd have to get up, and then because I'm having some issues, I just was on the bathroom floor maybe an hour ago fainting. Okay, so I'm not gonna get up, take that walk, just to my body's like no. So I'm sitting up, and as I'm talking to you, it's all vertigo going on, and I mean, it's just busy out there. I don't see any people. And so, yeah, what else oh, the testing and so forth. And this is a continuation from part one, okay, my update. Um, right. So after you've been in it some time, um, and now you're doing testing, and how about, let's put it this way, things are progressing. So you do the test, there are changes, it's gotten worse usually, right? Um, and then I was talking about appreciating my doctor's kindness, and all of them actually, about my weight, and waiting until things kind of stop being so chaotic to say, okay, now we've got to address this. And so I've had three bypass suggestions. When your GI is one of them, there's just like, so, um, okay, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. And this is my point. You see, like, you're in the groove of it all after a while, but everything is progressing. If you didn't have something progressive and actually just kind of stable, when you know which regimen to do for that, okay. But this this type of illness, it just throws stuff at you all day, all day, And so I said something to my mom. It was Kentucky Derby yesterday, and I didn't want to. It's the first year. I'm just like, I just. And then before she left, the house, she said something like, um, "You never know what God has in store for you, right?" So I have been so grounded by this illness, and so I say to her, I think this is the good thing that God intended for me to have. This is it. I'm living that thing. She just, the way she walked off, I don't know, I think she got it. Like, because we've talked about how it's frustrating, and everyone means well. But well, you know what? A year from now, you'll be back on your feet. It's going to be normal. Don't worry. Honey, it's going to be. No, no, that doesn't always come. And sometimes it can get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. And so, my saying that to her, um, and saying it to my mom, like I said again, she probably got it. Like, okay, she's optimistic and about the derby and all the fun, and I'm not feeling the derby. And I also realized that I am here. Where is here? Right here, right now, in the moment. And it's very difficult to live outside of that. And the fact that I am now able to live right now, in the moment, and tend to some very crazy symptoms, that's the blessing. I'm no longer trying to get my disability. I have those pennies now. Pennies. My 8,000 whatever dollars a year. 8,000 people. Yes, I have degrees. Okay. And I've worked my entire life. And yes, I had long term disability, because these are all the things people throw at me when I talk about how few dollars I receive. And I get all these things thrown. I'm like, no, did that. Studied abroad. What else you got? What you got? Okay. So here I am, seen met all the doctors that I need to know to have on my team, did all the big places I could go to, for this thing. I'm in it. This is it. This is being able to homeschool my son, which I had no intentions on doing ever. Just didn't, you know. I remember I would toy with it. That would be nice homeschool. So, so here I am. Even during that process, I would have never had known 3 years ago. I think this is my third year homeschooling him. First, second, third. Yeah, third year. That fast. And be in this bed and accomplish that while tending to my body, and now I've got two crazy hamsters. Crazy. Okay? But they also help me to remain grounded. Like, this is your blessing. You did not have to buy a house or pay for an apartment. You and your son are still with your parents, and it's a wonderful thing. This is my now. This is the thing that God intended, and what comes next, that's totally different, but it's living in the now. And I text a lot with Dana, and today Dana, what's Dana's name? Uh, Dana, I'm sorry. If Dana, put your name there. If you watch this, I can't remember her online now when I'm texting all the time. I just refer to people, and Dana's is Dayna, so maybe you'll know which one I'm talking about. I'm not gonna say her last name on here, and then I can't remember her screen name. But anyway, oh, almost had it. Almost had it. Yeah, I've got a lot of these neurological things going on too, people. It's just insanity. I just can't even go there. Um, yeah, see that? Oh, and she was talking about relationships and things of that nature. Um, and I would just, she said some things that hit home that I'd said to myself, and I'd also said to my psychiatrist, and we're digging deeper into that, and to be a single mom, remember, that was by choice. A single mom by choice because I could afford it, okay? By choice. Um, there's a point where you no longer map relationships or dating into the, because when would you go? Wait, how do I meet these people? I'm on disability because I really need it. It's not like I'm on it and I'm functioning in a capacity where I can do an average part-time thing. No, the energy I give to my son from my bed homeschooling. Okay? And I'm not sitting here eating bonbons regardless of what the weight number says. And that's another reason why the doctors are concerned. The calories that are going in is not like as much. Okay? So it's just the nature of being sedentary or just being in this particular position, because it it gives me so much relief for so many symptoms. The percentage is not 100%. Okay, like I'm here and this is 100% better. Blah blah blah. See how I had all that to say, but if you ask about dating or something, I got it. Like I'm 39 this year. My son's 9. How would I get there? Is he gonna ask me out? Or, I'm sorry, like, just, I don't even know, like, what we do. Like, if, I'm what if I pass out in the restaurant? Number one, I don't go to restaurants because that's the problem. There's too much coming in, too much visual, just the sensory issues. And so, yeah. Because people, this morning, let's keep it real, let's keep it raw. This morning, I was on the bathroom floor. The bathroom floor. And it wasn't because I was taking a shower. So I'm in there with my enemas and trying to get some relief because I have the implants, right? that are supposed to help and everything. Without them, I wouldn't make a bowel movement. I wouldn't be able to pee at all probably. As I'd still pee, I still need to catheterize sometimes. But I'm just in the bathroom, typical day. Uh-oh. And I hear the phone ringing. I'm like, okay, my son's asleep. Okay, my dad was out dropping mom off to the church. And then I hear the phone, and whoever it is, they called again. I'm like, okay, so I get up enough strength. Now remember, I'm swimming and stuff now, people. I don't know how many of you who have gastroparesis or GI problems like I do. I mean, serious ones. I'm not talking about, I mean, serious ones. So if you're used to it, I know you may have found yourself, if you do all that treatment yourself at home and no longer go to the emergency room or to your GI, okay, you may have found yourself passed out swimming in a sea of urine and feces. And you get up like it's nothing to it. Clean it up somehow in your week, because it's the one thing I will not let anybody else clean up for me. And I have it all, like all the stuff's on the floor, keep it sanitary. But still, if when there's a psh, when there's a, and it's not, I'm not saying the poop's coming out. I mean just poopy water that has flowed right past the stool, just bypassed it. Like, you're gonna help me today? Help me? No, I'm gonna bypass the stool. Oh, great, that's great. And I'm gonna make you faint. Okay, phone's gonna ring. All right, you're gonna get up, try to clean that stuff fast. Still faint, like still going weak. And so it was my brother. I'm like, just like, I'm calling you. Didn't even message her. You called twice. Can I? And I'm talking like there's a. Okay, well, you know what? Let me. And then I can hear my dad coming through the door. He's like, you need help? Help? Nope. It's a regular day. Do I need help? No. It's what you gonna do? Like, now that we know how what it is, you don't like. I don't ask for help for those types of things unless something is really bad off. And all I really say is, could you stand by the door? I had to do that the other day. I was going faint over and over again. And stand by the door if you call to me and blah blah blah, and I'm not answering. I won't lock the door, but help. But you're gonna. And if you haven't lived it, even though you know someone who's going through a loved one, if you have not been on the floor swimming in that poop and urine, it just, and for that to be a normal day, that's normal. And then to be insulted by people who've probably had a way poor diet than you've had, and all these things. I mean, I was a healthy woman, very much so. Never been unhealthy, and I mean in the way that I treat my body and what I put into it and what I did with it. And so sometimes it's just insulted, by what people think they see, and then sometimes I say, you know, I wonder how such and such would look trying to do this every day. You know, not only can this break you, uh, not only can it break you, it can send you to an insanity that you may not return from, okay, or recover from. And if you've, a lot of people I've spoken to have been molested, and like myself, there's some strength there that from when I was a little girl, like that's happened. So in this case, yeah, doctors are going into my anus and my vagina all at the same time, and in my mouth, down my throat, but it's to help me, not to violate me. And so I can kind of like, oh, I survived that. That's the horror, the molestation. This is just like tiresome, day in, day out, drip, 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 you know, drink, 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 get stuff out, adjust my butt cheeks, you know, this entire thing trying to keep this machine running. And then just for people to insult you, to think that they understand something by your weight, or, mm, and wow, if you probably gave them one third of what you're dealing with, they'd be broken. Some type of psychosis. Yeah, I don't stay on track much anymore. Mm, don't even know what we're talking about. But I'm here, and I think mostly I was inspired by someone who recently left um, me a note on one of my platforms. I don't know. And so I remembered. I don't know, something said, Nikki, give back again. To those people who are at the beginning of the process, the make you or break you part. Let's help people to make it over the hump. Um, and that's, I don't know, that means so much more than so many other things in my life. Believe it or not, when I think about it, like I'm on here because I want to help more people over the hump. And I guess I could have chosen to do something else with that time, but I understand that you have a family who's involved. You could be a single mom, you could be a single dad. It doesn't matter if you could be married. Oh my God, the tension that would be if you have the child who has these illnesses, or if you're the spouse who has the, oh my gosh, that there's more people in that puzzle. If especially if you have more than one kid and you have a husband, or if you're, husband, you have a wife. My main puzzle is me and my son, and we live with my parents. This is different. I think about it. I don't have to. I'm not like saying to my husband or something, what should we do? A, B, C. I don't have to. I don't have to talk to anybody about anything. I'm just gonna do what Nikki has to do for her life, and I think that I'm lucky. I'm lucky to not have that worry of a spouse, and those types of things. A house, all the stress that comes with that, and so helping someone over the hump. And I guess it's like, okay, maybe they ran out of videos. So I'm like, okay, let me add another one just about the day to day. And if you didn't make it this far from the part one to the part two, and now almost 18 minutes in, more likely it's because you're like me, you've been on this ride for so long. But there are people who haven't, and you know how we tend to watch the newer videos first. So here's a newer video for the people who are still trying to get over the hump, who are just beginning, and you are not alone. And if it's quiet, that means that most of us are so nauseous and half faint that we just couldn't possibly get up to make any more videos. Maybe swimming in poop or whatever. I almost had Dana's name. Why do I feel like it? Oh, I said. Oh my God, Dana, I almost had it. Iron, iron something. All right, all right. I see your comments, people. I see the hits and the views, and you don't click on this type of video unless you understand the word dysautonomia, and you understand chronic illness and visible disabilities. That's not what you see. Most people are looking for what the pop stars are doing and what else is going on. So if you found yourself here and you watch the whole video, and then I look in the views are, let's say, over 30, that to me says a big deal. Unless you're like me, and I will watch a video over and over again. Who was that in the beginning? She made the, oh my God, this is so sad. Like, I can't remember it, but there's one video, and I could tell she was so sick, but she's just was so funny, over and over again. In the beginning, when I didn't fully understand what was going on. So yeah, So unless I have that one person who views it 30 sometimes, but if not, and everyone's only viewed it once, that signifies to me that there are there are a lot of us out there, whether you be the person suffering or the loved one experiencing, dealing with and caring for someone who's suffering, not even suffering, who's living through this and living with it. Because the only point we're not living with it is when you're dead, right? So we're all still kicking. I think if you're watching this, you're still. All right, we're 20 minutes in, guys, and hello to everyone who, and then, yeah, I'm a little off, guys. I don't feel well, so I'm gonna go now. I haven't put this much energy into something probably since that Legoland trip. I'm really off, and like now I don't have the ability to fake it, you know, faking it till you make. No, no, I just kind of let it show through because, hmm. So between this video and the last one, I've been talking. It's like going down, people. It's going down. Like for about 30 minutes. I never do that because of this. And like everything's going numb. I feel like there's spots. Everything's going numb. I don't know if some of you, I get like the mini strokes and stuff. And it takes a lot of fluid to talk. Talking can be your worst enemy. If you love to talk and you have an illness like this, it just dehydrates you. Mm. I'm trying to see what's going on inside my body to see if there's anything I could say or show to the newer people. It's like if you had seen me 30 minutes ago, you would have never known that I could be in a space that looked like this. So if I'm at the store really quick with my mom, I go into the pharmacy, because that's the only store I go into, and you see me with that little piece of energy I'm giving to walking into that store, you would not know that by the time I got to the car, I could barely hold my head up. And this is real. This is what my day truly looks like. And see, like right now, I want to do something, but I can't remember what it is. I'm still recording. So it just hit me how important this part is. It's like this is this is my regular. So if I talked 30 minutes on the days where I don't talk a lot when I homeschool my son, he's getting older and I could just be like, read it to me, read the instructions. He's probably teaching himself. No, he's not teaching. Alright, guys. I'm just trying to see what I could say that, beside the fact that I have, the bankers, the lamps, they're green, you got the little pull thing. So I have one on with a very low wattage bulb on over there. It's driving me crazy. And it's not even like there's a sun is peeking through my shade. I just want to punch it. I want to punch the sun in his mouth. Yesterday, the temperature inside of the house, because I'm in New England, so it's cool, but the temperature inside the house reached 73. I felt like I was dying, people. I was so weak. And the memories, the memories of that first year where I was 100%, 99.9. Well, I was just bedridden. I would even say bedridden because I would get to the car and we would even put the seat all the way back. I get to the doctor's office. I lie down immediately. Back then, bedridden for a year, not understanding this stuff. And to finally make it over the hump and the hump. Yeah, and to not be afraid of this moment right here. And this, I don't know if you hear me talk about my mom, the Kentucky Derby, but this is my now. This is the moment where I realize, oh shit, I don't have to go to work tomorrow. I no longer have to try and push my body to do things that it doesn't want to do. And some of the things that I used to push it to do would set off some other things. So this is my now. And I'm home. I no longer rush. We no longer rush to the ER for moments like this. And this one is pretty interesting because my hands are numb. They're blue, right? Purple blue. But my face isn't numb yet. When that happens, oh God, it's like something else is always affected, and whatever side it's on, it takes some kind of a setback. You know what I mean? I'm gonna check to see how I'm dripping. This is dripping. Alright. I let it run longer because I just want you to see it, I guess. The moment that you're probably having at home and you're not over the hump and you don't know if you can even trust your body. Like, I need to go to the doctor or I need to go to the ER. Those places are for people who really have some trauma. It's not for us. They can make us worse before they make us better. Especially if they keep on hooking us from the saline bag to take a test after another test after another test. And the only thing that looks crazy on those tests is damn blood pressure and blood pressure, blood pressure. What is that blood pressure? Oh, yeah, because I have chronic anemia and leukopenia, so it's chronic low white blood cell count, red blood cell count. I mean, to a ridiculous end where I've never like actually look at this fool. Oh, okay. I don't know what I'm saying, guys. Yeah.